Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the belly our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh been Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Peace and greetings, people. This is ORRA the Informationalist, and welcome to today's show. And this show is episode 39, Consciously Co-Existing. And this show is brought to you by A1 Career Services, where opportunity begins. If you are looking for employees for your company, whether it be small or mid-size, go to A1 Career Services. As well as those that are looking for employment, go to A1 Career Services. People, what a great day to be alive in this toxic realm that we live in called planet Earth. But what a great time to be alive, because there's so much happening. So you can never be bored. Today's episode about consciously coexisting. Why did I put that? Well, if you look at the artwork, it says, before you complain about anything on my page, ask yourself, did I ask you to follow me? It says a hell of a lot. And we're going to get into that amongst other things on Network of Awareness. And today we're going to make people, or at least help people, become aware about how the thoughts and the feelings and your behavior, the way it affects you, is depending on how you deal with the society that you live in, and it being a very toxic one. But in order to be successful in the world today, you have to learn how to tolerate being around toxic people. It is Thursday, July 7th, approximately 7:06 p.m. here in the Tampa Bay area. And it's been a hot couple of days here. It's been very, very like in the high 90s. And it feels good though. I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, the humidity is something else, but this tropical hot weather all year round is good for my blood. So, brothers and sisters, let's let this Under the Stars beat rock out. And there is a song coming to this. It's definitely going to be kind of like a fast and slow type of flow. All right, brothers and sisters, we'll be right back.
Hello, positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, ORRA, the informationalist.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
So welcome to season 4, episode 39, Consciously Co-Existing. So before we get into any of this, I just want to shed some light on a couple of things from what we was talking about for the past couple of days. And one of those things is this thing with the Georgia Guidestones. There's a lot of different perceptions on it. And I got to see the footage finally of the explosion last night. And I thought about it and I was like, whether that was the Most High, whether it was something planned by another human being, whether it was an inside job. Give me 1 second, people. Whether it was an inside job or whatever, I think it's the same thing I said yesterday, that is a testament that righteousness always prevails. And put it in layman's terms, we're always going to fuck you up. The Most High is always going to fuck you up. Plain and simple. The Most High is just going to always, and I know some people are saying, damn, why you got to say it because it's really that real. The Most High will always fuck you up. Don't get it twisted, is what I'm getting to. And it's not so much that we should puff our chest ups and be all egoically like, yeah, Satan, you bitch ass nigga. Nothing like that. I'm just saying that be faithful, because it is a power and it's a damn strong one. And even though the righteous path is a narrow one, it's like that for a reason. And it's not for everybody, because only those that are truly strong. See, because what I've come to figure out in over 40 years of experiences is that when you live in a toxic world like we do, it is very easy to do fucked up shit that doesn't hold you accountable, or that you don't hold your accountable yourself to, because that's the environment that welcomes you. It is the everyday almost norm. And when I mean by norm, I'm saying 2/3 of the population participate in this type of toxic behavior on a regular basis. So it's very easy to engage in that because it's the norm. And what's hard is to do the right thing. And if you notice that throughout society, especially here in America, where the theme of doing the right thing is always challenging for some reason. Why is that? Why is it hard to do something righteous? Well, maybe it's because everything is so toxic and unrighteous and fucked up and distorted that it's hard to navigate in that sea of bullshit, because it's everywhere. So to do what not everybody else is doing is the real challenge, because everybody else is doing it. And it puts a spotlight on you. It makes you look different. And it puts you in a lot of different type of predicaments in all different walks of life. And it's always going to compromise you to have to make a sacrifice. It just comes with the territory. But even with all that, And what I was alluding to in the topic of this discussion today, we still have to learn how to coexist consciously with the 2/3 of the world, with the population of society that is toxic. And in order to have some success, you have to know how to navigate through toxic people or people that have certain tendencies to be toxic. Sometimes there's good people that you know, and they do some good things, but they have toxic tendencies. As I'm saying it, I'm just laughing because it's so fucking true. But we have to learn how to coexist with this type of energy in order to be successful. I'm not saying that we have to marry it or like be with it every single day. We have to learn how to coexist with it in order to be successful and enjoy life. Because when it comes to the toxicity that comes from primarily 2/3 of the world's population, how can you avoid it every day? It's damn near impossible. Unless you live in a mountain, unless you want to go, hermit style or Shaolin monk style type of shit, and you want to go live in the mountains, you might be able to pull it off. Or you might be able to live on a farm and grow your own shit and not have to be connected to society at all. You could go that route too. But most people won't. Most people, even like myself, we're gonna have some type of interaction with the world we live in. We're in it. It's not much separation that we can have from it. The only time we can really truly have peace from the world, like most people, is when you're in the privacy of your own home. Something else I want to talk about when dealing with different types of personalities in the world today. Now, in the artwork with Richard Pryor, right? And he was really good at putting jokes together in regards to this. It says, before you complain about anything on my page, ask yourself, did I ask you to follow me? And a lot of times, you're going to have people that always got something to say. You didn't ask for their advice. You didn't ask for their input. You didn't ask for what they believe to be constructive criticism or anything. But they're going to have something to say. And a lot of this is a toxic tendency that I see. That really, this type of energy never really has anything to warrant it whatsoever. It's just usually when somebody wants to come out their ass, for whatever reasons. And most of the time, it's for egoic reasons. The ego is egging that shit to want to be all it can be within that individual. And a lot of times they don't have the willpower or the conscious wise mind to allow the spirit to see like, no, whoa. There's nothing that needs to be said here. It just needs to be embraced or not be embraced and keep it moving. That's how I see things. Like, I know that everything is based on competition. Most of our society here in the United States is based on competition. It's one of the reasons why you have a lot of this toxic tendency behavior with people. One of the great responsibilities when trying to do the right thing, because it's the right thing to do in a toxic society, is living in a state of cooperation. It's not an easy thing to do because most people like to compete. Most people like to be separate. Most people in today's society are very insecure. And that insecurity leads to a lot of unwarranted distrust, not only amongst people, but amongst themselves. And what I'm learning in this journey is that in order to me to have success in serving the Most High and success in my life, because being able to serve the Most High in a multitude of ways is success for me. And in order for me to continue to do that at a high level, I have to learn how to consciously coexist with the toxic environment that I live within. And it doesn't mean that I have to embrace the toxicity. It means that I have to learn how to coexist with it, how to maneuver within this, as we all should. And the reason I bring this up today is because I think it's very important that we understand this, because the level of toxicity, especially when it comes to the Luciferian principles that are being saturated throughout every fabric of modern day society, we have to understand how to navigate through this toxicity that is constantly intensifying itself from day to day in these days of revelations. To be aware and prepared, it comes with a lot of responsibility. It's a never-ending job in today's world. Awareness is everything, because perceptions are constantly being manipulated. And the only way to avoid a lot of manipulation is to have that connection to the Most High and be diligent in a lot of the duties and responsibilities that come with having that relationship. And shout outs to all the people that are trickling into the chat room. I see ya. Thank you for joining today's broadcast on Testament Thursday. My testament is a testament of resilience, because what I've realized is that success is all based on perception, on whatever it is you base your success on. For me, my testament is that my success is being able to serve the Most High, because out of so many life and death experiences that I encountered, there's always a way where it doesn't happen. And it's just a testament to, I'm meant to be alive. I'm meant to be doing these things. And that's why that didn't happen that way. My life is a lot like that in a nutshell. That's how I look at it. And there were certain paths that I was supposed to take, but I didn't. And at one time, I would have thought that not taking those paths to what could have been a successful life from a different perception, I thought that maybe I failed at something. But the reality was that once I started really understanding who I am, is that I am that infinite consciousness. I am the expression of the Most High as a human being living this life. And the possibilities of what I'm capable of doing are endless. So there is no reason to look at something as, because it didn't happen, it was a failure. It wasn't meant to happen. A lot of times we think that because we didn't get to do certain things, or that we didn't live the life that we thought we was going to live in, some type of dream or fantasy that we've created for ourselves, doesn't necessarily mean that we've been unsuccessful. It means that whatever choices you made led you to understand and learn certain things you needed to learn in order to move forward. And that's it. And when I do these types of shows, some people say, oh, or you're getting kind of deep. It's not really deep, because a lot of it is really complicated in the way we have to explain it, because of the way that the dark forces that run this planet kind of have stripped us of understanding the simplicity of life. But it is complicated, but once you get to the core of it, it's very simple. And I know that for many of the people that are going to be listening to the show, we're going through a time warp right now where things are being accelerated. I know they say, oh, CERN's going to do this and all that, but even without CERN or whatever, it's just the times we're in right now where everything is moving very fast, whether it be positive or negative. And we have to learn how to coexist with both, because there's so much negativity out there in the world. And it's important to stay prayed up, and always ask the Most High for safety and guidance in the day-to-day activities that we are involved in. But also we need to remember that there is going to be some type of negativity that we have to deal with. There's going to be some type of negativity that has to be circumvented in the best possible way. And that's what I'm talking about as far as we have to learn how to be around that toxicity, because those types of people that you didn't ask to follow you, they're going to follow you. They're going to follow you because they love to hate on you. Or there's a part of them that wants to be like you. Could be a number of things. But there is going to be some form of negativity just because that's the society that we live in, where it endorses it. It sponsors it every fucking day, and it gives you a new way to experience it, especially when it comes to media and cinema. Hollywood is always mind fucking. They're the biggest mind fucks of the world. What I'm learning, though, is that I don't have to be mind fucked no more. I can do the fucking back. And I mean that, I'm speaking metaphorically, of course, because I ain't fucking anybody's mind. But I mean that metaphorically, even with doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It's a great responsibility, but it's one that comes with a lot of joy and happiness, because for me to be the norm and be part of this 2/3 way of living, where I accept the world and I embrace the world and I become a lover of this world, I refuse to do that. But what I will do is put a lot of time and energy and understanding and becoming wise and learning how to consciously coexist within this toxicity. So with that being said, let's take a brief intermission and then we'll be right back. You're tuned in to episode 39, Consciously Coexisting on the Network of Awareness.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness.
America, America.
You ain't gonna never know nothing about me.
Hey, listen, I ain't running any more of these 3-a-days, okay?
Well, what I got to say you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high up on your people priority list, right?
Honesty? You want honesty? All right, honestly, I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them, pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I give a hoot about you, huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste, you the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a
job. You been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Rev better? Because they have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership.
They know I got the 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me.
It's time to ride or die, homie.
Yeah, it's time to ride or die, homie.
we survive, homie.
Yeah, this how we survive, homie.
That's why I keep the 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me.
This word is for the wise, either ride or you gon' die. It's the blind leading the blind. We've been fighting for our rights, now we fighting for our life. Still no light I see inside, but I see the light inside and pray I don't go out my mind. I got a 9 in my hand and a couple of bullets. All I need is a reason for me to load it and pull it. There goes one in the shoulder, another one in the leg. Gotta finish the job and put another one in his head. I was told it's him or me, I'ma live to see another day. Killer do the killing, I don't see it any other way. People do the talking, I don't care what motherfuckers say. Keep your social distance or you getting blown the fuck away. No more Mr. Nice Guy, gotta be the bad boy. I'm on high alert, I got all of you niggas paranoid. I'm way too much at peace for you to ever bother mine. That's the bottom line, cause we all live in them borrowed time. The 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me.
It's time to ride or die, homie.
Yeah, it's time to ride or die, homie.
Man, this how we survive, homie.
Yeah, this how we survive, homie.
That's why I keep the 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me. Do or die till I die, homie. I leave a nigga paralyzed, homie. What you know about the 9 on me? With that 45, feel like plies, homie. I look up at the sky like I'm the guy, homie. Got him grinding off the muscle you supply for me. What you know about your bestie trying to ride on you? I ain't never tell, bitch, I define loyal. That type of other shit just make my blood boil you. How you hate me after all the shit I done for you? Now I'm forced to get my head right, but that's kinda hard with you to dodge death twice. Respect life, but this ain't a show, I'm dead nice. I'm the one that could bring us to the next fight. Shed light over everything bad, I'm the one with a gun, it's a tech bite. Blah.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
Here we are back again, about to drop some facts again. Yahweh's word spreads like a vicious net for capturing those with an ear to listen, those who paid attention, those who stand bold like a soldier with their convictions, not quick to fold or throw in the towel when under pressure. They walk it like they talk it, they live the message, but depression's what most folks are facing. They got the vaccination, we in zombie land, pretty soon we gon' have to dance. Better keep that sword in your body, fam, cause this far from aim, Babylon will burn down and blame. Some deaths are better off real slow, so you can witness the pain. You tortured slaves, 400 plus years of pain, hung brothers up in the trees, swinging for days and days. Now this is your end of days, you looking so disarrayed. Try to cover your ears, but the truth still gon' penetrate. The hatred is strong, but races still want to imitate and integrate. Only Yahweh's chosen holy nation can ever be this great.
Yahweh's amazing. Before I eat, I'm saying my graces. I pray for knowledge and wisdom and peace. We dwell in greatness. 144,000 frequencies and vibrations. So don't give me amp. Go take a hike and camp like concentrations. Pull up my pants, it's in my genes to elevate genetics. I'm concentrating, no recess to dominate recessives. No car insurance, the way I swerve, they be like impressive. Stephanie Courtney know my flow is looking more progressive. My aura is a network full of awareness and gifts like ORRA, the informationalist. Shout out my brother, take one. All these chances in life, don't hesitate and wait to take one. We are the true Jews, about to take off. Hitler knows we don't play soft. I pull up and let like 8 off. Watch a demon head splatter, give me back my platter that y'all just ate off.
Yo, remember what we talked about building something special as a 1/3? Well, I feel like we're finally here. A righteous Wall Street, bro. Yes, sir, let's get it.
All praise to the Most High, this is only the beginning. Righteously preparing, raising our awareness. The social engineering, just faithful Bavarian. Salute to those faith in it, kings and queens creating it. That's people awakening, 2/3 be forsaking him. 1/3 keeps on praising him, putting all my faith in him. Most people be faking it, munching on some bacon bits. Ignorance remains in bliss. In this life I came to win, righteousness I'm living in. Truth is the enlightenment, Yahweh's the embodiment of peace and redefinement. Elohim is in the science, go grown out for lions. Raising the horizons, frequency just heightens. Spirit prison transition with God's mercy, with the early worthy, realist, righteous visionaries.
Too many people live their life in sin. You gotta change your life before the very end. The signs of the times and we know it's coming. But I walk in this light of to and fro, you'll be running. See, I choose to serve Yahweh Elohim instead of pursue a life of finer things. So break free from vanity, iniquity, depravity, to free yourself from death and all calamity. Yeah.
Yahweh's with me, I be walking in my truth. I overcame my struggles, I'm the living proof. The truth's a weapon, just put it to good use. You can hang a lie by the neck, something like a noose. Y'all favor me, the real one, cause I'm a visionary. Committed to the truth, exposed to lies like a visionary. Tell them that the world that we live in is fucking crazy, so don't be moving shady, y'all's protecting his people.
The world is trying to back me up against the wall like a cat. Guess what? I'm clawing out of that. Big facts. Guarantee no pussies over here. When it all goes down, I'm negating all fear. You hear? Lend me your ear like a homeless man asking for $1. The irony in that 2/3 are going to holler, cause it's not gonna work shit. You're dead. Put your body in the ditch if your ass cannot handle it. The elites is playing with us, call it Squid Games. You decide if you want your brains falling on your lap and let the rats eat it. Just to be safe, no honor in that. I'd rather be with killers that spit facts. You would never see me selling my ass for some cash. Hollywood is gonna burn down and crash. I'ma be excited about this. No tear dropping when it really ends. It's going to hit like Goku fist. Good demons cannot block this.
Ain't it funny how we went from whips and chains? Now the only thing we sing about is our whips and platinum chains. Instead of seeking the Most High, they'd rather seek the fame. So what's changed? They tried voting, they tried marching, and a damn thing changed. We still got burned and hung from a tree. Now you want to be a Mason of the 33rd degree. Yahweh never died on a cross, he died on a tree. So what's changed? I tell you what's changed. Now we know the truth. Hebrews are the chosen people, and Judah is the proof. Shalom, Barakatah, and salute.
All right, we are back, and welcome, brothers and sisters, to episode 39 of season 4. So to start off where we left off, let's talk about how it's hard being a righteous pimp. I'm just joking, but it's hard being righteous out here these days because it's so much easier to not, be somebody that does the right thing because it's the right thing to do, or to give a fuck. And there are a lot of things I don't give a fuck about. But what I'm talking about is giving a fuck about the life that you have to live and serving it for a higher purpose than just yourself. Because we live in a society that's very self-fulfilling. It's all about, I really want that BMW, or I really want to take that trip to Tahiti, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to accomplish certain things in your life, people. But when that is the sole emphasis, and I mean it just like that, the soul's emphasis, where there is nothing far greater that is something to serve outside of yourself for the greater good. If you're not having that type of purpose-driven life, then you're missing out. If you're just attaching yourself to these material things, and a lot of society does that. Unfortunately, it's trained in them. It's socially engineered. It's socially conditioned with them. It is the world that we live in, especially when it comes to commercialism. Commercialism has altered the way people perceive themselves. And because of that, there is a lot of toxicity because it causes separation through competition. And it doesn't put emphasis on cooperation, especially when it comes to the so-called black man and woman. They don't want any type of cooperation because that cooperation leads to a lot of success and jubilation that, if achieved, it changes the whole entire dynamic in the way the world is run and perceived. And that's been one of the biggest legacy of lies that's been upheld as far as keeping us in the dark from really seeing each other as spiritual beings having a physical experience opposed to something else. So, is it hard to consciously coexist with toxic people? Hell to the fucking yes, it is. It is a great responsibility, but it's one that we need to become very comfortable being uncomfortable in, because it is fucking uncomfortable as fuck, but it can get a little bit easier in comfort and uncomfortability moments to be able to handle situations to the highest, most successful level. And that, I can give you a billion examples, but I'm just talking about everyday life. A lot of you that are listening to this show have to surround yourself around toxic people. I get it. A lot of you people have to work with people like this. And that's where most of the time this type of behavior is so desperately needed, is when it comes to work. Now, not everybody has the opportunity to do what I do, where you can work by yourself, but there are people that do that. But even to that capacity, depending on what level you're at, you're going to have to deal with other people, even if you're working remotely. But at the end of the day, if you know how to deal with those people in a way where it doesn't put you in any form of stress or anything like that, you navigate through it successfully and still get to do everything and feel everything you want to feel on a regular basis without having it be interrupted. It takes time, but I'm bringing it up because it's something that I've practiced and I'm trying to get better at. The good thing is that the toxicity that I experience, if I do experience, is very short-lived. It's very short-term. But even in the short interim of an experience like that, it could be very powerful and it could fuck up your whole entire day. And it can even fuck up your life. And the reason I say that is because sometimes if we lose our cool within certain toxic situations, those toxic situations can take our life. And social media has a billion, WorldStar has a billion of those types of instances gone wrong that you can watch from, especially when it comes to the United Shenanigans of America. It's really good to have balance in life today, because we're in a time where it's almost impossible to avoid some level of the world's ignorance when it comes to everyday society and the way people look at life. And a lot of people don't look at life like many of us do. And when I mean by many of us, I'm talking about those that understand the bullshit. Those that are living in a certain truth and have a very spiritual understanding of things when it comes to their life and the life around them. Those people. You're very different. That's why this message is for you specifically, people, because The more spiritual you become, the harder it becomes to deal with this shit. So you have to learn how to coexist with the bullshit without letting it get you all fucking riled up. Because I know it's happened to me. I know I've let certain energy that's been very unwarranted where I'm just like, I didn't ask you to fucking tell me anything or say anything about what I got going on, but I guess you want to talk, you know? So you got to deal with this type of energy sometimes, and you got to learn how to coexist with it without letting it take space within your mind. It's a never-ending life lesson for me. No matter how much I may think that I've learned everything I can learn about the levels of how to coexist with toxicity, it's always some new shit that sprouts up that gives me a whole another new experience to learn from. If there's anybody, you know, that wants to make a comment about this, feel free to share in the chat room. I'm down to have a conversation tonight on Testament Tuesday. Anybody has a testament to this topic of discussion, you know, pimp of right. I'm looking at the chat room right now. Shout outs to brother Mauricio, pimp of righteousness. You know, it's funny. I wouldn't want to say that though, brother. I wouldn't want to call myself a pimp of righteousness, but I like it. If there's anything to be pimping, it's definitely righteousness. I'm definitely in agreement with that. Definitely shout outs to everybody in the chat room. I see we got Alkaline J, we got Sister Danita, Brother Cook, Taji. We got Wifey in the house. We got Solomon and Sophia. I see y'all, Solomon and Sophia, building, doing your construction thing. Who else we got in here? Okay, I made sure I mentioned everybody. Oh, I know you joking, brother. Listen, I'm good, man. I could take all of Kyle's jokes. I could take your jokes. Yeah, if anybody wants to share their thoughts on this particular topic today, feel free to do so. That's what chat rooms are for. You know, there's something called in the podcasting industry. I don't practice it as much as I should, but it's kind of Ask Me Anything. And there's another one called, the initials are 88, but it's basically engaging with the podcasting chat room audience that you're engaged with. And if anybody has they want to talk about coexisting with toxicity, please share, because, you know, today's Testament Thursday, and we can all learn from each other's experiences, especially when it comes to something that's educational like this particular topic tonight, where this is very serious shit, believe it or not. I know some people may not see that way, you know, but I'll explain why. We are in a time right now where there's so much bad happening. Bad is the norm. Being a fucked up individual is cool now. It's expected now. So if you're not like that, it's going to show in your behavior quite quickly amongst those that are not like that. And my whole thing is, how do we exist in that type of environment without letting ourselves be exposed to become victims of this toxicity? How can we maneuver with it? How can we coexist with it where we have the upper hand in that dynamic, wherever it might sprout up from it, when dealing with toxic people, especially at work? I bring that up again because maybe some of you have these types of situations at work. But either way, we can coexist. We can be successful in our lives by coexisting with toxic people. And the best part of that experience, to all my righteous brothers and sisters in the world today, is when you can live your life and be an example for a person who was living with that toxicity and want to make a transition to getting closer to what mankind has led astray, and use your life as an example to want to do that and get rid of that toxicity, and then actually do it. That's when you really start to experience life, in my opinion, is when you can be an example for others to want to be inspired to create a change for the better, something more meaningful, something purpose driven, something spiritually convicted and inspired by. And that's it. And when you start having those types of experiences on a regular basis, your life completely transforms to where the life that you live in, you start looking at it in awe because of the feeling that you're generating spiritually. Everything just starts coming together to where it gives you a whole different outlook on life. You're seeing life from a whole different perspective, which creates a whole different reality that puts you on a higher dimension. And that's why I call the show and my concept of this network of awareness is for that sole reason, is so that the more and more we come to these understandings, like I was talking about the other day, where a lot of us don't celebrate pagan holidays no more, and how that's generating a certain zeitgeist and a certain spiritual energy throughout the world. And that is also an example of what it means to live righteously and get closer to what mankind has led astray, which means get closer to the Most High. I'm excited about this shit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited about this turmoil when it comes to the uncertainty of this country or corporation. I'm fucking loving this shit, man. I'm really like embracing it to a level where I'm like, this shit is fucking awesome. And I got to go back to the Georgia Guidestones because, oh, damn, brothers and sisters, some of you that have been following me for a while, I don't know if you remember, but I talked about this early into my podcast. It was either season 1 or early season 2, but I talked about hopefully one day somebody blows that fucking place up. And it fucking happened, man. And I'm just like, whether it's being done for propaganda purposes, I don't give a shit. Because in my eyes, I look at that as a victory. Like, yeah, bitch. You know, like basically, I told you, you fuck with the Most High, you're gonna regret it. And that's the kind of energy I have right now, where it's like righteousness always prevails. You know, it can only rain but so long, the sun will come out. Like, you can only, like, all of the shiesty people in the world today, all of the fucked up, grimy people, they're being exposed left and right, man. Everybody's being exposed for who they truly are. That's why if you're the type of person that has, in the last couple of years, like myself, that has let certain people go that you never thought in a million years that you would be exiting them out of your life for good, embrace that shit, man, because it's all serving a higher purpose for things that are coming for all of us in this spiritual warfare. There are things coming for us and coming to us, and there's responsibilities that we are going to have to take on that right now you and I are going through certain trials and tribulations to strengthen us for those responsibilities so that when they do come, we're able to handle them. Let's go, Solomon and Sophia. Let's read this. Well, Canada is a very multicultural, so having to coexist with so many different peoples and cultures and religions, etc., can be very exhausting and will drain you of your energy if you let them, especially if you're a Hebrew, because they feel your dominance and either will be intimidated or intrigued. But people's spirits are like cold flu. We have to be careful not to take it. Very well said. growing up in New York City, which is like the melting pot of multicultural, one of the things that I got to experience as a kid is seeing a lot of beauty within the human spirit of different cultures. And the good thing is that gave me a kind of like an early start on life, on understanding that there is a vast world that we live in. And there's a lot of different interpretations and different levels of understanding when it comes to the world we live in, as far as humanity goes. And a lot of that is to basically divide and conquer, really. If most people in today's society were to see each other as spiritual beings having a physical experience, I think that the way we experience each other would be different. The thing is, though, a lot of what Solomon and Sophia was saying about how, when they experience your dominance, they're intimidated by it, because there's a certain level of intensity when it comes to spiritual auric fields and spiritual light. And there's only but so few people that will really embrace that for what it is. Most people are not just intimidated by it, but I'll piggyback on what they said. And I would also say that most people's level of not understanding how to interpret that energy puts them in a state of fear of the unknown. Thank you for sharing, Solomon and Sophia. Sister Nania says, knowing how to keep your emotions intact while being aware of the possible nigger moment can transpire, take severe self-control. I have learned from my mistakes and learning more to let Yah guide me. I found happy medium, something like F you, but have a nice day. Okay, nice. I like that. And it's something about letting Yah guide you that really changes your life on a whole. It puts your life in a whole different trajectory. It really does. And it does it so quickly when you truly submit yourself to not wanting to be in control. And when you get out your own way and allow Yahweh, and what, like Sister Danita was saying, is very true, where it really transforms the way you see life from a day-to-day basis. It really takes things to a whole nother level, which is far better, because that's when you truly start understanding that there's nothing that you have to be attached to in this world. Not a damn thing. There's nothing that you have to attach yourself to it, because why attach yourself to something that you are not going to be a part of for the rest of your life? Why? You're not going to be connected to the world. You're going to leave. Now, if you stay connected and you embrace it, then a lot of people do wind up staying, and that becomes their fucking hell for eternity. They're just stuck. Sometimes they're stuck in one moment, or sometimes they're stuck into a vast existence of being able to see the world go past them, but not being able to really exist within it, just watching it pass them by. That could be torture for a lot of people. I'm starting to understand that the spiritual warfare is not only so real, but intensifying day by day. It's never a dull moment these days. That's why when I came into podcasting, I was like, if I'm ever going to do this shit, I might as well do it now, because there's never a fucking dull moment. There's not one thing not to talk about. And right now, just to kind of reiterate on some things here when it comes to the world that we live in today, we got a couple of things we have to think about that's going on right now that obviously many of us are very aware and prepared, and it interfering with anything we got going on. But we still have to be aware of it and understand the level of severity that it brings to society as a whole. One of those things is the science appliance, right? They have all these new different types of shots. They have all these new types of way to remedy something that doesn't exist, like nasal spurts, and eventually we already know that Lucifer rays is going to be brought into the market. And for those that don't know what Lucifer ray is a technology from Bill Gates that is the true epitome of what the mark of the beast is. It is an ingrained digital tattoo that is biologically engineered to be connected to the cells of the body, to the whole entire neural pathways of the body. And it's going to register payment. It's going to be a way for you to not just to store any type of data, no matter what that data is, but be able to get paid per assignment, per anything they want to do as far as like how you will function as a citizen of the state, of the world state, to be honest, because the world would be under one rule. With this type of technology, it would be universal, it would be global. We also have to think about the viruses that are going to be coming. Now, obviously, I could say that we know better that a lot of this shit is make-believe, but it's going to become real because they're going to introduce it as such. And 2/3 of the population is going to eat it up. So we have to be very aware of these things that are soon to come. Because another pandemic, people, is coming. They keep talking about it, and it's only going to be a matter of time. And let me say something that I was thinking about, and it just flashed into my mind now. I remember. Have y'all noticed that, and maybe it's just me, but have y'all noticed that this presidential term that Biden has just taken, even though time is flying by, doesn't it feel like this motherfucker's been in control for too long? That's how I feel. Like, I'm like, damn, that 4 years ain't up yet. I'm like, fuck, man, this 4 years, this dude's 4 years is going by slow as fuck because he's doing so much damage in such a short period of time. And I'm just like, wow, like, when are these 4 years going to be up? Even with President Trump, the 4 years went by kind of quick. You know what I mean? He got to do some shit too, obviously, like they all do, but it went by pretty fast. Life is going by fast. The level of vibration has intensified, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like this presidential term of 4 years is going by way too slow. It's like it's never going to go away. Like, it's almost like I feel sometimes like Biden's going to be here forever. That's how I feel sometimes. As old as he is, it's like it's going by so fucking slow. That's just what I feel. I don't know. I've just been thinking about that lately. I'm like, damn, I want these 4 years to be up so we can just keep moving forward for whatever's to come. But it seems like the Democratic Party has a lot of shit they want to unleash, They've been waiting for a while. All right. So let's take another brief intermission, play another song, and then we'll come back.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Make sure every day you do your own research, you seek out the truth, you stand in your truth no matter what. Yeah. Shalom. Let's get it. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking. I had no choice, I had to make it. All them chances I kept taking on myself. All within, higher self, I channel him. Yahweh guided me, how can I lose these niggas fools? Taking COVID jabs, I see right past the hokey doke. This shit the joke, just keep your third eye woke. Cause they will try to sleep you, but my vibration rising higher. Gone, I'm gliding, wings are spreading. Now I'm flying, government spying. They trying to kill you off, one by one. Agenda 21, 22, they keep hiding the truth. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking truth, growing, awaken, vibration raising. I'm flowing toxic energy, I'm shedding, seeing everything with my third eye. You can't relate if you sleep, you a sheep. You can't see what's going on in front of you. You hypnotized by the TV. This shit getting crazy, pushing agendas. The truth is constantly hitting you, forbidden from waking up anybody. When you do, they silence it. Only way to get ahead is sell your soul. Once you jump down the rabbit hole, can't turn back. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth.
Let's stay to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
I built this shit, me, brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Living for Yah, yeah, the righteous will. Do his will to the end, yeah, the righteous will. Keeping faith till the end, yeah, the righteous will. He that's righteous, let him stay righteous still. Only those with an ear will listen. Getting 1/3 is the only mission. If they don't wanna listen, let a fool stay a fool. Pretty soon they gon' wish that they paid attention. Cause Yah's coming swiftly. Just around the corner you can hear gunshots popping off. People losing their wits speed. Soon the USA, aka Babylon, will crash and fall. Much harder than the Twin Towers. 400 years of power, but it's Gentiles. Felt like eternity, but to Yah it was 10 hours. We about to get out of this island of sick power. 1/3 will prevail, 2/3 will get devoured.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but now I realize their eyes were meant to be closed. So I gotta leave them alone.
I'm just saying,
just leave them alone.
You can't save them.
You can't save the world. You just need to leave them alone.
His soul has some good, I saw it in his eyes. He actually can cure when I spoke about Yah. For a second I thought perhaps I could make a difference. You can show the horse the water, but you can't make him sip it. It's got me reminiscing when I first came into truth. Thought I was better than folks because of what I knew. But after refinement, trials, and maturity, I've realized that I'm no better than he or she. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, how much dollars you have. As long as you have Yah, everything will make sense. No need to get mad or pissed when the people you know hates the truth you spit. Cause the end is near, Yah's close and near. Adrenaline is rising high, citizens in fear. The truth isn't for everyone, no matter what you show. Just focus on Yah, he's the only way to go.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but
music Satan's favorite gateway because music can be a demonic portal. What I mean by that, everybody knows the popular quote, what goes in must come out, all right? Because whatever you feed your mind and soul is going to eventually reflect in your actions and your thoughts.
You are now tuned in to the
It's a
network
fight
of
to the
awareness.
finish, just like Tyson and Silas. The spirit guides me to finish. To touch you, I hope you feel it. No doubt, and that's for the pigeons. Fist right to the villain of evil, manipulating this generation of children. Things I see in the media got me heated up. Girls barely in their teens used for pedophilia. Celebrities simply misleading them. How can you live with yourself knowing damn well that you deceiving them? Feeding them nonsensical bullshit for their mental, like it's cool to be famous when you know it's detrimental. Y'all convince them that it's hard work, dedication, and God. Last time I checked, we give all our praises straight to Yahweh. Hey, come on, the music is more than just vibes. Keeps us pushing forward every day of our lives. It's my 9 to 5 to do it and do it right. You know I gotta stay on the grind.
If deception was the only way that I could reach the peak, I would stop rapping in a heartbeat. Music is a way of praising Father Yahweh Elohim, but Babylon tells you chase the dream. Infinite songs, but only 1/3 of it is living up to what it's supposed to be. Thank Elohim for the remnant who understands the power of music.
The fear of COVID got people so petrified. In one's life lies out and Satan choose a side. A lot of righteous haters try to play both sides. They lack faith and work so spirit stays penalized. I realize life is hard without the Most High, and he who knows there's much to learn is really wise. Mad grateful to be alive to see the sun rise. Try to stop my vibes, I'm exercising swords and arms. I'm in my prime, righteously prepared to shine and grind. So shock this surprise every time you analyze my rhymes. Cause ORRA's aligned with stars you can't even find. I spit that light that leaves chills up and down your spine. You coulda, woulda, but didn't. Who you kidding? And my fans frontin' forbidden. Who the fuck is you fibbing? You better think twice before you think I'm tripping on y'all children. If you feel hard, then we gonna make you harder. Hear it?
If deception was the only way that I could reach the me, I would stop rapping in a heartbeat. Music is a way of praising Father Yahweh Elohim, but Babylon tells you chase the dream. Infinite songs, but only 1/3 of it is living up to what it's supposed to be. Thank Elohim for the remnant who understands the power of music.
Feel like music influences your behavior or people's behavior?
If you allow music to do it, it's a difference. Like I said, there's people out here who could consume music one way and not, well, at least they feel that they're not affected by it. There's other people who live their life through music. Like anything that certain artists say is Bible to them.
The mind of the soldier whole starts deep as an ocean.
He chosen focus, devoted to get a crown in the road with it.
Road is narrow and focused, you can tell by the way in which he flows with it.
None of these rappers, y'all opposers, a lost soul in them.
Holding them all accountable for the music, controlling them.
Countless of 100,000s of soulless people supporting them.
Righteous music accounts, most folks won't go to them.
Don't worry about it, cause Yahweh knows who the chosen is.
Shalom to them for constantly dropping projects for y'all to spin.
Food for the spirit, once you hear it, now you confident.
Daily battle, fighting hard like we in a boxing gym.
Babylon ain't looking tall no more, she needs oxygen.
Got the win, still got motions floating that we got to live.
Positive, roller coaster, corporate, watch cooperative.
Jab now, cry later, just not with the consequence.
Zombies swelling in the dark, my direction where Yahweh is.
Destined for greatness, but not the kind that you're thinking of.
Pointless being famous in a realm that the demons run.
Yet, you still got takers who making vibrations.
Elated eagles and cadences leave you feeling all vacant.
Cause Satan takes them and breaks them and makes them look real amazing.
The gaze and phase in the matrix, embracing the fake and awaken.
The cake and bacon temptation persuades to change your foundation. If Yahweh in your brain, you'll end up discombobulation.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
In one's life lies out and Satan's truth inside. In one's life lies out and Satan's truth inside. In one's life lies out and Satan's A lot of righteous haters try to play both sides. In one's life, lies out and say your truth aside. In one's life, lies out and say your truth aside. In one's life, lies out and say your truth aside. A lot of righteous haters try to play both sides.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix.
tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
to Brother Aim. One of the realest. Let's go.
Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. You may think I'm in my feelings. I'm not in my feelings. I just need healing. I don't wanna self-destruct. I don't wanna crash. I don't wanna find myself dead later. You get a splash when they hit the surface. Only when teardrops fall. Only when they fall. I've been writing all day long. A humble man I am. With penmanship. A pen of pain. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not in my feeling. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all. I had to go to probate court. I had 3 accounts against me. When the judge called my name, she read out only 1 account. I was shocked at the same time. I wanna let you know, Yahya Elohim is the real deal. It ain't a problem he can't solve. He the one that gon' have your back, and he also will make sure you wanna stand there. I'm just saying, I'm not in my feeling. I'm just saying. Sometimes I get emotional. My whole life is on a Ferris wheel, and it's going round and around. They don't know how many times I done cried. They don't know. I'm just saying, y'all. $600 is what they give us. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, how many times I'm on the side of the road trying to catch my breath. Feel me? I'm just saying, y'all.
A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know the 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
Peace and love right now. Why, oh? I ain't playing about it, I need my money right now. I don't care about that shit, but the hundreds give me power to change the world. I'm coming for the man's throat. We killing Mother Earth, yo, it ain't a fucking joke. Turn your TV off, read the book, stupid. Get your mind right, if we unite, we could do this. I was born to ride for the cause, wildin' out in my drawers. Bad it, fuck the laws, they corrupt. I do my own dance, to my own drum, sing my own song. I ain't heard nothing real in so long. God soldier, yo, your time's over. Mobbing with my posse overthrow ya. Power to the people, love conquers all, kill what's evil.
It's like 1, 2, 3. I go by the name Jeffrey. Peace and love, that's how I rock. And you know that we won't stop. Why, yo? 1, 2, 3. I'm for hope and equality. I can't believe that they done shot Nipsey. Too much violence, it must stop. Why, yo?
No one's innocent, we all play a part. If we turn our heads, then we ain't pure of heart. Takes courage, baby, who's coming with me? Who's down to step up? Who's getting busy on the punk beats? Pick your fucking trash up. Ocean's dying, threw your damn cup out the window. Microplastics for the kiddo. More fire, more carbon. More liars in the government. Folks starving, folks tired. Who's riding?
It's like 1, 2, 3. I go by the name Jeffrey. Peace and love, that's how I rock. And you know that we won't stop. Why, yo? 1, 2, 3. I'm for hope and equality. I can't believe that they done shot Nipsey. Too much violence, it must stop. Why, oh? We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
Why, oh? We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love right now. Why, yo?
Hey yo, spread it. All that hatred got to dead it. If we don't come together, then we gon' regret it. Headed towards freedom with no break, no exit. The man's time is over. You can say I said it. Spread it. All that bullshit got to stop it. Fighting against each other, yo, that's what he always wanted. Robbing for the guys, for my guys. Get it on till I die. I'm a freedom ride. Change is gonna come.
We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love right now. Why, yo? We gon' spread that peace and love.
When the light has faded and darkness is abroad, the light is only dim because the darkness teaches us lessons that need to be learned in order for one to move forward. Embrace the darkness, for the darkness is your friend. So there is no end. It's only an illusion to what has been. Follow the light and let the spirit embark on a flight to a destination unknown, but to a place where love is the building blocks that call this place home. We are always accompanied on this journey, but still feel alone. It is never the same journey or experience that is ever shown. It is your imagination that awakens the passion that will weather the storm, because it is the pure compassion in the soul that is vigorous and strong. We're one with eternity, so let's be connected to the positive stream that allows us to fulfill our infinite destiny, most definitely. Let's strive to be the best people we can be with a power that is humanly new to see. So mistaken dismay can lead us astray, so let us stay, for it is our free will that allows us to make a choice. So I choose Yahweh with no delay.
I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been a lot before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching, networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
Yahweh's gonna save the awakened, then take him to an ageless haven. Patient, I can't stray away, gotta keep obliterating the pavement. Still remember that day on the phone, Mark, he said, yo, don't you take your foot off the gas. Always something to give y'all praises.
We're the dark oasis, countless cases, a peak of faithless. I'ma need the patience, defeat them chases. We seek his graces for true salvation. We keep on praising, we go on blazing these revelations. Cease to hate, no altercations. Good vibrations, we back to basics to build foundations. Y'all defeated Satan. I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been a lot before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching, networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish. People pursuing acts of violence, third persistent act of defiance, freely forming a righteous alliance, truly against the science appliance. On a mission with wisdom and guidance, steady defeating the ignorant science, sealing convicted and non-compliant. Spiritual wars to move in
Let's
silence.
talk about what matters. Drop the vanity. Folks out here losing their sanity. Kids popping off, lost in fantasies. People grieving over loss of family. The evil that be with the power, turning the people with credence to cowards, seeking to seize believers with vows. Man, even Stevie can see that it's foul.
I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been a lot before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching, networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
Depression gone with every song. Music led by another echelon.
To get you strong, keep pressing on, long after we dead and gone.
From dusk till dawn, we're righteously armed with spiritual lessons from Yah.
We where we belong, we keeping on, the righteous with third is Zion.
Records embellished with heavily eloquence.
Elohim's presence presently evident.
Intricate elements, infinite intelligence.
Spiritual specimens lyrically resonant.
The gift was inheritance, smaller percentages.
Carefully measured and meant to be shared.
With the message projected, cemented, embedded.
The sensible question is, what will you get from it? Made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith in a lot both all churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching. Networking and murking. Anytime you can drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
Life is an unpredictable and amazing journey. Our ever-changing conditions within today's society and the constant new trends influencing cultures can become overwhelming, to say the least. But no worries. The Network of Awareness podcast radio show brings peace of mind in these challenging times. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening app and join our community of Network of Awareness at networkofawareness.com.
How you doing?
How you doing, people? Let's go. Hope you enjoyed that intermission. I know I did. Something about the vibration of frequencies that music gives out that definitely can changes one feeling about how they feel about life, themselves. It's very spiritually altering in a good way or in a bad way. Depends on how it's used, like anything else. By the way, brothers and sisters in the chat room, shout outs to y'all. Has anybody noticed that when you play any of the episodes from any of the podcast shows from the Network of Awareness, that you hear the radio jingle from myself and Take One promoting A1 Careers? Has anybody heard it? If you haven't, it plays once you play any episode that you're downloading or that you're gonna listen to. Like if you used to listen to this again from the beginning, it's gonna play the A1 Career Services jingle. It's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. All you gotta do is just, play your show and it plays in the beginning. Matter of fact, let me see if I have it here. And I'll play it for y'all. I thought I had it in my whatchamacallit. I thought I had it in the archives of my soundboard, but can't seem to find it. So let me just put it in here and let you guys hear it real quick. Some of you may have heard it already, but this is the new sponsor of the Network of Awareness. So every time you hear the show is brought to you by A1 Career Services, where opportunity begins. And for anybody who plays the shows, this is what you'll hear on any of the podcast shows on the Network of Awareness.
Plus, you meet the requirements. A1 Careers is the place for you. You'll work from a remote environment. Are you great with admin? And do you have passion? If you're given an assignment, will you be slacking? Can you follow directions, follow the lessons? Can you deliver when things get hectic? Measure the metrics of your profession. Make the investment, avoid projection. Render the checklist, meet what's expected. You may still be guessing, but with introspection, doubt gets bested. Now you're in position to take all the next steps with.
Your journey's only begun. With a little
That's how we do it at the Network of Awareness, baby. I wanted to do the last portion of the show and kind of just continue where we left off in regards to some of the things that are going on. So we talked about all the different types of inoculation science appliances that they're coming out. One of them being monkeypox now. They already got it out there. And the sad part is there's people stupid enough to take these things. We also talked about in regards to the toxic behavior of people just doing deviant shit. But something else that I want to talk about that is of great importance, and we touch on it from time to time, is the fact that there's something going on with the food where little by little this food is being terrorized. Like, it was one thing that for decades now, right, especially since the 70s, when they started, when a lot of these toxic sites, these dump sites were being exposed. And that movie Dark Water that I talked about before breaks that shit down a lot with companies like DuPont, you know, that come from the 13 different bloodlines, serpentine families or whatever. DuPont being, you know, in connection to that and all. But there's something happening with the food that it's being terrorized, because now what's happening is a lot of this COVID-19 chemical warfare that we have been exposed to is being exposed to everything in regards to agriculture. And it's being used as a supplement to fill in a lot of the chemicals that is put into our everyday foods that we buy at the supermarkets and grocery stores. And they're doing it more and more, which makes me feel like if there's ever been a time to really be cautious in the types of foods that we're putting into our body, it's now more than ever. Because the warfare on the food has accelerated in the last 2 years. It's been going on for a long time. I don't want people to think like this is something brand new. It's not. But the level in which it's being accelerated to be poisoned especially by chemical agents and antigens that are in this science appliance that now is being filtered into other like things like water supply and agriculture. We are truly in the days of revelations, people. And this shit is getting serious faster and faster. That's why I stay, flabbergasted when I see the level of toxicity or toxic attention, what I call it, to shit that don't matter. Like when it comes to celebrities, I'm baffled about how my brothers and sisters are still gravitated to celebrity bullshit. I look at that shit nowadays like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit? Who cares about fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce? I don't. I could give a rat's fucking ass what they're fucking doing, what rituals they're performing, whatever. There's a lot of shit going on that requires your immediate attention. And celebrities is definitely not one of them at all. If anything, celebrities have been exposed to be just a big crock of shit nowadays, to where that Will Smith episode with Chris Rock was to me like fucking the straw that broke the camel's back, that if you are too stupid to not see the fuckery within Hollywood, then you're just completely gone. Cut the fucking cord and stay in orbit and stay the fuck out, because you don't belong. If you didn't know it by then, that was the icing on the motherfucking ignorant cake on the, when it comes to Hollywood propaganda. Shit is fake as fuck. And same thing with government. It's like it's time to really focus on shit that matters. Government has just been an extension of Hollywood with suits and crew cuts and little parts with glasses and suitcases and shit, and using, you know, the vast vocabulary of words to say the same shit, which is nothing. It's all being exposed now. But we don't need to focus on that shit because we already know what it is. And if it's not real, then it doesn't require attention. What requires attention is the real spiritual warfare. The fact that you have a lot of cows dying, okay? You have a lot of supplies being completely thrown the fuck out by places like Walmart and farmers and everybody else that's being told to throw their food away, to kill their crops. And it's happening in record numbers. So what do? We have to become more self-sufficient. And the good thing is that there are brothers and sisters that are promoting good health, that have farms, that are willing to share their products, that are willing to teach people, because that's really where it comes down to, is the education and being wise, you know? It's not about getting fish. It's about learning how to fish so that you can help and feed your family. And I think we need to get back to that way of being, because spiritually, we are being terrorized by these dark forces. They know that their time is almost fucking up, so they're intensifying the fuckery when it comes to the toxicity of this planet that they are the main culprits of creating. And you have to be responsible on saying, I'm not going to co-sign this fucking toxicity, but most people do. That's why when I use this term of 2/3, it's not that I think the world is completely stupid, but there's a lot of people that are not thinking. It's not so much that they're dumb, but they're not utilizing any critical thinking skills. That's why this podcast is niche to those that are. If you're somebody that's not a critical thinker, I don't see how you would possibly want to listen to this show on a regular, consistent basis, 5 days a week or whatever days a week that you get time to listen. I just don't see it. Because I'm all about critical thinking. I'm not about being boxed in to the status quo mentality. This show is anti-status quo. This show is anti-thinking in the box. We don't think like that. We think universally. We think in the way that the Most High thinks. That's why we allow the Most High to do the thinking for us so that we can make the best decision for ourselves. So we get our own way and allow Yahweh. So there's a lot of things to focus on. We have medical tyranny on the rise. Be aware and prepared. We have a lot of toxicity within the dynamic of relationships. And we're seeing a lot of it play out on social media, where people are fucked up off relationships. And a lot of it, I think, in my personal opinion, is because it doesn't have the foundation of the Most High. But even when you have the foundation of the Most High, we have to learn how to consciously coexist. We have to learn that the Luciferian principles are being practiced all around us. And we just got to maintain that level of force field of righteousness and be an example instead of getting spiritually trampled. So, brothers and sisters, I hope that this all made sense. I hope that you got great substance from the show today, which is episode 39, Consciously Co-Existing. So don't forget to consciously coexist, because it comes with great responsibility. And what else are we going to do? Are we going to submit our will to the wickedness, or are we going to fight for the right to prevail within this righteousness. The choice is always up to you. You could choose to be righteous, you could choose to be a hater, or you could choose to be a righteous hater. You could choose Yah, or you could choose Satan. Choose a side. Choose it quick, because time is definitely nigh. So brothers and sisters, when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. So start your new beginning with the Most High and get out your own way and allow Yahweh. Don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness. This is ORRA the Informationalist saying peace, love, and light. And Barakatah.
This concludes the Network of Awareness podcast. For more information on the Network of Awareness, please subscribe via email to our website, networkofawareness.com, and follow us on Spreaker.com or any other listening apps you use. For any questions about the NOA, email us at ORRA@networkofawareness.com. Thank you for listening to one of the fastest growing podcast shows on society and culture in America and abroad. When you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning.